Hi, this is Kevin from Christ Connection, and I have an interesting thing that happens to me often. Maybe I'm speaking at a church, and afterwards someone comes up to me and tells me how they feel like God's called them to write a certain book after they hear about me writing a book. Or maybe someone wants to set up a coffee with me, and they sit down and share about a ministry that they have a burden to start, seeing that I have a unique ministry. They want to have some ideas on how they can get to that ministry, or something along that lines. They have something inside of them that's not come out yet, and they want to talk to me about it. But it's always interesting to me that after talking to them for a little bit, maybe I'll throw out some ideas of some steps they can do to get started on their book, or maybe some strategies for thinking about their ministry that they can take some action on. Either some excuses come up, or just some enthusiasm starts to wane. And what I find is they have this idea, and there's this thing that's inside of them, but it's another thing to start. It's another thing to get going, because getting going often starts small, often starts in small places. It's kind of like King David. We are so enamored with the story of when he faces Goliath, and there's that big moment, and there's that triumphant victory, and things begin to change for him. But we forget about the fact that there was the lion and the bear before that. There was those starting points, those small victories that he had gotten beforehand. And maybe for you today, God's put something in your heart, and you need to start somewhere. Find some place to start, whether it's writing that first page of that book that God's called you to. It's contacting someone about the ministry that God has put in your heart. Maybe it's meeting with a mentor or advisor who can come alongside and support you. Whatever that is for you, you have to start somewhere. It always begins someplace. It may not be that dramatic moment that you see down the road, because there's steps before you get there, but start someplace. Because there's a guy who has a course on how to write a book, and the title is Don't Take That Book to Heaven With You. The same is true for you. Whatever that is that God has given you, whatever that's God's put in your heart, start someplace. One of my friends and board members for this ministry says if it's worth doing, it's worth doing badly. Start in that bad place. Start in that place that is difficult, maybe to seem like it's not going to get going, but start there, and as you start there, you get the momentum going, and then you get to where you want to go. So let me encourage you, don't let that thing that God's put in your heart just die out there. If God's really put it there, now you may have to answer that question, if God's really put it there, but if God has really put it there, then do something about it. Be willing to start small to get to the place that God wants you to get to. Just a little encouragement to put a fire and take that first step. Maybe as soon as you get done with this video, take one 20-second action and go for all that God has for you. Thanks, and have a great day. Hi, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, why don't you subscribe? Or you can go to the blog and subscribe there. We make these to encourage you. Thanks, and have a great day.